Well, folks, in today's video, we're going to be restoring this Bachmann F unit, which I picked up, I think, for like $10 at Larkspur Line Train Store. I bought this thing basically just because I like the shiny paint on it. I find most of the ones I've found have the more matte paint, so I just thought that this looked pretty nice. And hey, it was $10, which is around what you want to be paying for these old Bachmanns, because unfortunately they do not have the greatest drive system. And this one in particular doesn't seem to work. It shorts out whenever I put it on the track, so we're going to try to figure out what's going on with it. I suspect there's these two plates for the brushes, and sometimes if the screws get loose, they touch each other and they short. So that's my guess, but I could be wrong. So we're going to take it over the track so that you guys can see what's wrong with it, and then we're going to disassemble it and try to correct whatever's wrong with it and see if we can get her working. Let's get started. So here she is all set up on the track. I really do think this is a nice looking locomotive in a very classic sense. But anyway, if we go over here, try giving her some power, you can see it's not moving. And this controller gives a readout which shows full current, which means a short. And if we lift the locomotive off the track, the short goes away. So this thing's shorted in one place or another. So let's try to figure out where that is. So we're going to begin by removing the shell. It's really easy on these old Bachmanns. You just lift up these two tabs and the whole thing pops off. And on the inside here, we see that my theory about the brush plates touching each other was incorrect. No problems there. So we have to look somewhere else, I guess. Now, here's a possible cause for concern. The trucks can sometimes be pivoted. You can put this motor back in either direction, but it picks up from both trucks, which means that if you flip one, the wires from this could be going the wrong way and shorting out the locomotive. So if we maybe try flipping this truck around, we might have a hope in fixing it that way. So why don't we try it? To do so, all we have to do is remove this screw right here. On most Lifelike models, they just have tabs you push in, but Bachmann went with this design. I think Lifelike might have gone with it for some of its earlier models. And there's just this little tab. You have to put something in there to push it in. And then this should just pop right out. And now what we're just going to do is put it in the opposite way, which may or may not be the right way, but we'll find out. And let me just pull up that wire there. That's in a better spot. Just put that piece with the screw back in. And there we go. So we'll take this over to the track and try testing it now. Alright, so 2 times the charm, or whatever it is people say. Anyway. Ha! Well, I guess it runs pretty well, actually. What this kind of says about the locomotive is that somebody clearly took it apart at some point, put the truck back in backwards, and then it hasn't run since then. And it might have preserved everything. It doesn't have a clicking noise, which means the gears aren't cracked. And it's running well. It doesn't seem to be struggling, which would be a sign of dried lubricants or dust and hair. So this thing is basically good to go. So now all we need to do is put the shell back on it and run it around. Alright, shell's back on it. Seems pretty good. Let's put her on the track and take her for a test run there. Wow, that looks nice. Well, not really. It's I like it. It looks good in a classic model train sense. Certainly by no means realistic, but it's fun. I'd love to do some modding on this engine. Honestly, I think we could probably, I don't know, give this thing some cool lighting or something like that, and it could really be the real bling machine of the layout, or the club layout. Anyway, that was my basic repair on this locomotive. I hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, we'll probably have more videos of doing little restos like this, because I've got a whole bunch more which we know kind of work, but they just need little repairs like this. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed.